Welcome back. It's Thursday. Stephen Carlton, first Vice President from Janney Montgomery Scott, checking in for our weekly look at finance. We were all set today to talk about the economy.
Yes.
GDP numbers coming in, not boding so well for the economic picture as we head into 2013. And as we do every Thursday, we sit, we have a cup of coffee, we go over what we're going to talk about, and we pretty much threw out the script.
Actually, you were the one that threw out the script. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Steve, not only did we have coffee talking about this, but you call me several times in a week to talk about this. And
I
usually
like to do that, yes.
They're pretty depressing calls.
They're the ray of sunshine for me during the day.
GDP numbers are down, the world is coming to an end.
Yes.
Et cetera, et
yes,
cetera,
yes.
et cetera.
Mayan calendar thing. We've had some pretty intense things happen over the last few months.
We have.
So far, so good.
We've had some pretty intense things happen, and I think a lot of you at home are getting that first paycheck of the year and seeing that you're a little short on the money. I know I saw it, and I thought, oh boy, even $20, $30 kind of hurts.
Yep.
But we thought we'd put a bit of a positive spin on our look at finance.
Yeah, there is. There's good news all around us. I think what ends up happening is people spend so much attention to those three numbers every day. Is it green? Is it red? Is the Dow up? Is the S&P, NASDAQ up or down? And I think people should stop looking necessarily at that and pay more attention to Main Street. What's going on around us?
I think it's a good place to start because, as you said, we're following these numbers. A lot of the times I read that thing that says, the numbers are down because of X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Could it be true? Perhaps.
Perhaps, yes.
Perhaps not. So, we wanted to start taking a closer look at Main Street in 2013. We'd like your input on this, too. If you head to our Facebook or the website, you know the number as well. Give us a call. If there's things happening in your community that you think is good for the economy, give us a call. We want to talk about it right here.
Right.
And this got us thinking,
Yeah.
or talking, as we do. And what I was telling you was, when I came to this country as a teenager, I lived near Binghamton, New York, home of IBM, Endicott Johnson shoes. I'm sure some folks remember buying Endicott Johnson shoes.
What was the saying about the shoes?
It's the square deal. Home of the square deal.
Right.
We didn't Google that to see what it meant, though. But the fact that we had these great industries. New York was a great state, the empire state.
Right.
We know we went through some tough times, but it seems like we're on a resurgence, and it seems like our area is at the forefront of that resurgence.
Yeah, I think there's a national story going on. I think there's a lot of concern with some of the numbers that are coming out. But there's a local story, and the local story is vibrant. There's opportunities. We're on the upswing. And New York, like you said, there's been a couple decades where it was challenging. A lot of people said New York, not the best place to do business. That's not the case anymore. And I think the politicians, business owners, people in the community have said, it's our time now, and we're seeing it. It's happening all around us.
We this week's GDP numbers came out. It dropped. Not a good indicator for the economy that it dropped at the start of the year. Right. There's some other numbers coming in that aren't so great. The employment numbers are not where they should be. But what you were saying to me, which is interesting, that we can kind of insulate ourselves from all this.
Well, this area is really unique. You think of some industrial communities. You think of, like Detroit, in Michigan, where they were so dependent on the auto industry. And the auto industry started to decline. It devastated the city. This community has a lot of government jobs. It's a college community with the colleges and universities. It's a creative community with technology, nanotech, science, the biology, the computers. It's a great tourism area. There's a lot of things going for us. So if one or two of those things slow down a little bit, we've got a buffer to help get us through.
Okay. We're talking about those numbers on Wall Street, and you can't not get away from them.
No.
What should we be seeing when we're seeing these numbers going all over the place? Obviously, we've just come off a great month of growth.
Right.
Perhaps not an indicator of what's happening in the real world, because as I learn more about finance as we do this segment, the market is somewhat behind in the times.
Well, the stock market is more backward looking. It's reacting to earnings that come out. It's reacting to what the government and the Fed does. It's more of a reactionary thing. So when we look at what happened in 2001, if we look at what happened in 2008 and 9, it wasn't necessarily the thing that showed us where we actually were. It was a measure of what has happened. So the stock market now, up 6-7% for the year. It's at almost all-time highs. There's some good things there. But that's not the thing that I think that everybody should focus on. It's one indicator, and I think the more important thing for us to be looking at is how are the companies doing that are on the indexes? How are they doing? They look at the Amazon and the Apple, look at IBM and GE locally, look at the local stories, look at the companies, are they hiring? And no, that's one of the things that David, I really enjoy doing with you, is we get a chance to look at the local stories. We go out on Main Street, we talk to business owners, we talk to people in the community, and we hear what they're having to say. Because really, that's what this is about. It's about us hearing and listening to people that are viewing and watching. They're telling us a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, so we're looking at these GDP numbers coming in. We're not in great shape, but then we're also hearing headlines that global foundries perhaps will expand their facility, double their facilities.
Yeah.
So why are they doing so well?
Well, we are on the cutting edge. The state is very, very specific about tax credits and creating opportunity and creating incentives for companies to come. Global Foundries is kind of what that bastion of what to do, how to do it right. And so they've created an environment where they've had this huge investment in it, and that's something that's going to take place over the next 5-10 years. It's just starting to roll out.
Yeah.
But that's a success story, and I think we need to keep building on that. And I think this area is going to see a lot more of that in the next couple of years.
Yeah, we talk a lot about global foundries, and as I gave the challenge to you when we started this, there's lots of small companies in this area that are success stories, and perhaps we don't know enough about them because they're so far under the radar that they're just they're going about their work every day. They don't have the machine behind them that Global Foundries does to get the headlines out.
I talked to some of those people,
Yeah.
and there's two brothers that started up a small business to take advantage of that and to work with Global Foundries. And I talked to some of these small business owners that are mom and pop shops, those kinds of things, and they have benefited amazingly from this thing. So it isn't just the huge corporations, it's the small businesses in the area, and they have benefited a lot from this. So it's exciting to watch, and I'm looking forward to doing some more of those stories.
All right, yeah, we definitely we should do some more of those stories. And again, the challenge to you at home, if you're one of those business owners, or if you work for one of those companies, give us a call, drop us an email, let us know about your local success story, how you may be bucking the trend in this economic times, and join us here on set, or we could highlight your business here in our weekly look at finance.
That'd be great. It'd be a lot of fun.
All right, taking a closer look at Main Street. I like that.
Yeah.
Not so focused on Wall Street.
Yeah, bring a little bit more balance to the news.
All right, sounds good. Stephen Carlton, First Vice President for Janney Montgomery Scott. As always, if you want to see our weekly Look at Finance segment, head to our website. It is looktvonline.com.